November 20th is the Transgender Day of Remembrance. It was first held in 1999 to honor Rita Hester. She's a trans woman who was killed in Massachusetts. It's since then become an international day to honor all transgender people killed by violence and to highlight the threats that trans people face. The Williams Institute at UCLA Law estimates there are more than 1.5 million transgender people ages 13 and older in the United States. And it says that trans people are over 4 times more likely than others to be victims of violence. Some states in the U.S. have laws supporting access to things like gender-affirming care and bathrooms, but more than half of states have adopted restrictions in recent years.
Trans rights are human rights! Trans rights are human rights! Trans rights are human rights! Trans rights are human rights!
To being a willing participant and mouthpiece of a presidency that delights
just the existence of these bills and the messages that they send and the rhetoric that are associated with them are causing LGBT adults to feel unsafe.
I'm a Black trans woman, and as just trans people, we're a danger no matter where we live, and that's a very, very sad thing.
Events often come in the form of things like candlelight vigils, but the Human Rights Campaign also releases a count of victims ahead of the day every year. The HRC says the death toll is at least 35 since the last Trans Day of Remembrance, and that's up from at least 33 in last year's count. The Transgender Day of Remembrance is preceded by Transgender Awareness Week. Advocates say that politicians trying to restrict transgender rights are taking advantage of the fact that most Americans don't know a trans person or just don't know a lot about transgender people in general. Opposition to those rights was a focal point of political campaigns by President-elect Donald Trump and many other candidates around the country. And Trump has pledged to roll back protections for transgender students and others once he takes office. And that's why advocates say that this year, Transgender Awareness Week and the Transgender Day of Remembrance are especially important.
It brings attention to the trans community about other trans people, but also to our allies and people who aren't trans. It makes you all a bit more aware of the plight that we're having when it comes to violence.